Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Quiver Podcast. And with the UAP slowly, quickly coming along, we're a few weeks away from the opening. We'll be doing a series of previews for the UAP, looking at the different teams, looking at LaSalle. We'll be going through our end season predictions. But today we'll be guesting a special, um, friend of the podcast who'll be giving us an inside look of the broadcast side of the UAP, how those TV coverages work, how those sponsorships work, to get a better understanding of how the UAP is covered. So I'm Kiko, joined today by Vic. Say hello.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, so watch out for a series of previews starting with this one. Let us know your questions in the comments. But before we turn it over to our special guest, we would like to thank our podcast sponsors. First, of course, Blue Fire LPG, the only blue that's right for you for all your commercial LPG needs, cafeteria, offices. Contact Blue Fire LPG on social media. And Sabi Skincare for fresher, rejuvenated skin. Sabi Skincare. Of course, our friends from Ibarra, Manila. So, guys, we'll turn you over now to other guests along beside with Willie right now. And we would like to welcome today's special guest, Mr. Eric Centeno, the VP of Channel Sales of Cignal. Thank you, Eric, for joining us. Welcome to the show.
So absolutely my pleasure, Kiko. Thank you. And boys, thanks for having me tonight.
Yeah. Eric's a regular listener to the podcast, but more importantly, sa lista rin siya. Both of his kids are also students of LaSalle as well. So that shows you what kind of father he is. Na mabuting tatay si Eric.
Only the best, right?
So, Eric, as the VP of Channel Sales of Cignal, who is, of course, the official broadcaster of the UAP, tell us about your job, what your day-to-day is like.
Okay. Actually, first, thank you for supporting the UAP. Again, I listen to your podcast a lot. I think since season... the year we won, because of a batch hire friend, a common friend namin ni Vic, who posted about it and I listened. So, yeah. So, thanks for having me and great that you've been supporting the UAP. So, back to what I do. So, basically, I try to get as many partners and sponsors for all the sports leagues that we own. Obviously, aside from the UAP, our network handles all the other local leagues, so the PBA, the PVL, even the international games, so FIBA, the Olympics last year, and the SEA Games. So it's pretty much trying to, just being straight up and honest, trying to monetize all these sports events and bringing opportunities to partners to really capitalize on these leagues to further push their marketing objectives for the brands.
Yeah. So they say, ang dami commercials ng UAP, you're the man responsible. Eric, yun nangyayari.
May magalit sa akin.
He's too good at his job. He's too good at his job. Kagalingan siya ni Eric eh. One of the sponsorships, Eric, that we love here on the show is yung Yamaha sponsorship. Si Brian, si Willie can attest to that. Tuwang-tuwa kami doon.
Hinahabol namin yan.
And I'm happy to tell you that they're gonna be back this season. So,
okay.
Confirm.
Okay, we're excited for that. At least back-to-back si Yama, kahit di tayo nag-back-to-back yung nangyari dyan.
Exclusive ba natin yan? They heard it first.
Sabi ko sa inyo, sa next season, hahanapin ko kayo sa venue. Kayo ipapayamaha ko talaga.
Eric, baka mawalan ka ng trabaho, Eric. You can join. Welcome ka sa show na to kung wala ng trabaho. Dito ka na lumipat. How does it come about, Eric? Those kinds of sponsorship. Do you work with the to give our viewers an idea? Because we do receive a lot of questions about the broadcast side of sponsorships, how Cignal works, and it's great that you're here to really be the best person, the best resource for that. How do sponsorships like that come about?
Okay. So obviously our job is to be able to touch base with all these different brands, no? Yeah, yung in layman's terms, the commercials that you all see, we get in touch with all these guys. look for synergies and opportunities, understand what they want to do, what their target market is, what their objective is, what their campaign is, and see if there's a fit with whatever product that we have, whether this brand aligns more with the market of the PBA or the brand aligns with the market of the UAP or the PBL and so on and so forth. Then we talk. Obviously, we discuss, we look at opportunities, and then once you get to the terms, you go ahead and execute. Kailangan ko na sabihin, guys, ito si Kiko, kunyari pa nagtatanong, alam naman niya.
In my past life. Siyempre, ano.
Kailangan daw may ibang magsabi. So,
hindi, Eric, ako pag hindi credible kaya ikaw nandyan ka Kaya sumalo Oh yeah. If kwentong ako, Eric, I'm saying yung broom room, hindi yan broom room. Kung nandun pa tayo, mag-iiba yan. This one will take off air. So, just to give our viewers, Eric, an idea of the broadcast side of Signal. I'll turn it over to Vic for some questions.
Sure.
Yan, sige. I think we'll start itong segment natin let's start with those topics muna sa industry and broadcasting side of things. No? Siguro, Eric, first question ko is that ano yung normal challenge nyo every season na parating? Since I think this is your third year natin.
No.
With,
it's our fourth year. Fourth season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that,
fourth season, third year, I think. Parang
correct.
Fourth season, third year. Yun, sige. So ano yung typical challenge that you parang start na ng start na ng cycle planning for UAP? Ano yung typical challenges that you're facing on the broadcast side?
Okay. Actually, the very first one is scheduling. Because as I mentioned earlier, we try to balance all our resources across all leagues that happen for the most part at the same time. So, the UAP, for one, because it has different games, different sports that you have to cover, scheduling them, yung hapon, yung gabi, yung baseball, yung football, kasabay ng basketball, football, and we also started with juniors basketball. Yeah, juniors. Yung boys is later on. So, scheduling among the games of the UAP alongside when it coincides with events like the PBA, the PVL, and actually next month, we're also hosting and broadcasting the FIVB World Championships of Volleyball. So, that's the first thing. And I think that has been the case for sports for the most part because of schedules. It's not as predictable as other formats in television or any network, diba? News is 6:30 to 7, diba? Or that a teleserye is an hour that will run for 13 weeks. So I guess the primary challenge is scheduling. That's one. Balancing live audience in venue as well as TV audience. Kasi while the UAP, diba, is primarily dapat a students league, right? If you do it too early, the alumni probably won't have a chance to catch the games live because they have work. Although marami nagkakasakit o naglilive bigla. But may sakit yan.
Guilty as charged.
So that's one, diba? So how we try to balance it in terms of scheduling is probably the one of the biggest challenges that we have. And of course, our responsibility of marketing it properly, trying to get a wider audience, trying to increase the popularity. Yan naman yung responsibilidad namin, diba? To increase interest for the sport, for the league, to give awareness for their student athletes, and to bring it to a mass audience as much as we can. So all these in consideration, but it starts almost, ang babaw man, di siya mababaw, but starts with scheduling. Planning ahead to make it the optimal experience for everyone.
I think since nabanggit ni Eric yung scheduling kicks, i-segue natin ng konti.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last season, di ba, first round, we had late games.
Mm-hmm.
Yung second game natin nag-end ng yung men's basketball na first round last season, if I recall it correctly, parang we end at around 9:30, 9:45.
Yeah.
Tama ba?
Umabot ng 10 pag overtime. Or
Diba? Pag may
matagal
overtime,
yung
abot ka pa
timeouts.
ng late, and then I think nung second round it was addressed. So medyo napaaga na siya kahit papaano compared to the first round sked na medyo I think like me, no, hindi nag-opt ako na manood na lang sa bahay nung second game kasi it starts and ends quite late, even on a weekend. Medyo late
Right.
siya na tatapos eh. So yun nga, medyo agree with what Eric said. Siguro pwede rin natin i-follow up doon. Scheduling in terms of ano to, no, one is time, 'di ba, yung mga time slots.
Right.
I think second siguro you how do you ano ba coordinate with the host school for that season, for the dates? I mean kasi malamang mga naka pencil book pa lang naman yan eh. So during your planning stage siguro early in the year while you're broadcasting yung second sem, malamang planning na yan for the
Yep.
first sem events which will start ng September. So paano ba yung dynamic niyo doon, Eric, on that one?
Okay. So, definitely, it's always been a dialogue with the UAP, and they've been very helpful and amazing partners in making this happen, no? If you remember, just a few years ago, nangyari nun, parang all 8 men's basketball team, parang nag-go 4 games a day.
Yes,
Di ba?
meron. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, this was just, I think,
Yeah.
3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
That was the
Kada Wednesday
strategy.
yun eh.
Correct. Yung last naman, yung one of the considerations was to include the women's games alongside the men's games. So you'll be seeing the same matchups, 'di ba? Ng kunyari
Yes.
Lasal NU women's, yun din yung Lasal NU
Yun
men's.
na men's. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the time the consideration was, I think, get those total nandun na yung mga taga Lasal NU, and kunyari the other game is UE Ateneo. Might as well give them all a double, a back-to-back treat, right? Na mapapanood mo ng women's mo, mapapanood mo pa yung men's mo. So that was the latest consideration, because we still had to work on a schedule and a timeline where it was going to start in September, and we wanted to end before the first week of December. So you had to squeeze in all these games, diba? And we wanted to include women's in the broadcast as well.
Mhm.
So those are the trade-offs, I guess. But with our main intent for the alumni and for the live audience to be able to see both teams that they support. Yun nga, Lasal Women's, Lasal Men's. Mapapanood ko in one game day. Although, obviously, it's tricky kasi ang tagal nun. Kunyari, 11 a.m. yung women's,
Yeah.
game 1, tapos may game 2 na 1, tapos yung men's ko 5 o'clock pa, then it becomes a little tricky. So, there were other permutations that we discussed, but I think this year we'll stick with that first. But it was always a dialogue with the UAP on what is the best way to achieve both, no, to be able to air the women's games as well, na hindi sana sobrang haba, pero nangyayari talaga eh. I think we have to shorten the breaks in between games. I think that was one of the things that was kind of improved nung second round last year, no? So yun, so balik nga, it's really a scheduling. I mean, one of the considerations is really scheduling all these games to happen in a short period of time.
I think
Vic, singit ko lang, Vic.
Sige.
Eric, and you mentioned you have a full calendar, sports calendar rest of the year. You have the Volleyball World Cup, my Futsal World Cup, all these others, PVL, which diba, all go, Signal is covering most of those or all of those.
Correct.
Does that affect the scheduling? Do we expect any change in terms of scheduling or broadcast with the full sports calendar for the rest of the year during the UAP season?
We pretty much have a calendar for the UAP already. So factoring already yun nga, the dialogue with the UAP in consideration with the other leagues, because we want to give as much prime airing time for everyone, di ba? Para walang favoritism and all that, to give equal opportunity for all these leagues to thrive. So yes, so pretty much that's all set. Yun nga, basketball, football, and CDC will be happening obviously by December or late November or early December this year.
I
Alright,
think siguro
go ahead, Vic.
isingit ko lang bago ko mag next question. I think yung sa scheduling, I think for the volleyball, if you guys recall, na-try din dati, di ba, na kunyari Lasal UST, di ba, na men's, women's, no, pinag ano sila, ang drawback lang, para sila in the morning. Di ba?
Yeah.
No, na if you recall, parang na try din yan. Wala lang. Naalala ko lang na it was tried yung ganong klaseng para permutation.
Yep.
Anong naging feedback pala doon, Eric, if you can share? Naging ano ba siya? Was it something positive or was it something na not good, so we have to go back to women's lahat tas men's lahat?
I think one thing, the reality is you're never gonna be able to please everyone because everyone has their own preference, diba? In time and all that, diba? Iba yung sagot ng estudyante, iba yung sagot ng alumni, iba sagot ng follower ng men's sa women's. But I think the general feedback was better na magkatabi dalawang babae tas dalawang lalaki. So parang what happens, kunyari, pairing 1 is, kunyari, Ateneo Adamson women's, then kunyari lang, Lasal UST, you do the women's, then you do the next na, Lasal, itutuloy mo na yun. Parang, so in effect, biglang back-to-back yung Lasal UST game. Then, parang OBB dulo naman yung Ateneo Adamson. So,
Yeah.
I think that was really the general feedback, that it was better to do the women's together than the men's together, but all in the same day.
Sige. Since Eric, since you cover almost all sporting events na pwede nating maisip except for the NCAA, no. Lahat nasa inyo eh. What makes the UAAP unique compared to the other sporting events that you cater?
Yeah. I think the UAAP has arguably a most passionate fans because it's alumni. The volleyball fans might have something to say about that because the volleyball fans now are also very, and it's good. It's very good. I mean, when people are passionate, that's when you know that your product is good. Kasi kesa hindi ka pinapakilaman, kesa walang comment. Kung walang comment, wala kang kwenta, 'di ba? And whether it's good or bad, when people care, you know it matters. So going back to the UAP, I think the thing that makes the UAP unique is one, I think it has the most passionate fans. For brands that we talk to, our conversation has always been UAP is probably the only sporting event that captures both the youth and the alumni, the adult market all at the same time, diba? Kahit yun nga, yun Green Hills nga ako pero mula grade school ako, DLS yun na pinapanood ko. And I hear you, Vic, yung mga reference mo, medyo sabay ata tayo ng edad. References that you talk about here, I relate. Kalijan or Fresho ba? Ganyan na, mabutan ko rin yun. Although grade school ako na, to be clear. Grade school ako. So yun, I mean, that's the thing that makes the UAP really unique because it captures both alumni and kids. So it becomes a family event. It becomes a barkada event. I think yung permutation of fans, and even if you watch in the UAP, iba-iba yung magkakasama eh. Merong magulang, may magbabarkada, may magjowa, may everything eh. And you don't really see this in other leagues. Diba? Na ganun yung mix of audience that you get to see. So I think that really makes UAP unique. And also, one of the things that really make it unique, I think it's one of the leagues na pinakamaingay sa social media, where everyone has something to say. And again, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's why we have the show.
Yan sana sabihin ko, kaya tayo...
Pa-absorb signal. Joke lang. Pa-absorb signal. Joke lang. Di pa yata kaya ni Eric yung talent fee ni Willie.
Oo.
Si Willie pinakamahal talent fee dito eh. Pag nakahirap.
We don't wanna give... Mas makakalbo si Eric sa MTRCB niyan pag nandiyan si Willie. Patay tayo niyan. Patay tayo niyan.
Mo lagi si Eric.
May summon.
Ito, hindi pa ako papasok ng signal. Nandun na yung HR nakasalubong na sa akin.
All right, Vic, your last question for Eric for your
Apart
segment.
from, ito, si Willie, wala kanina no sinabi ni Eric to. So, feeling ko ma-excite si Willie dito eh. So, apart from ang pagbabalik ni Yamaha, this season, Willie alam mo na yan, di ba? Apart sa pagbabalik ni Yamaha this season, Eric, siguro, ano pa yung what we can as fans, without, kasi baka mamaya bawal mo pa sabihin.
Mhm.
Yung mga pwede mo lang i-share, what can we expect as from the broadcasting side? What can we expect this season 88?
Okay. I think we brand that execution what we call our games experience. And actually those were learnings that we were able to take yung when we hosted the FIBA Championship back in 2023 dito. So there were a lot of things that the FIBA was doing that we kind of wanted to emulate. So there's going to be a lot more games experience. So fans in venue will be able to enjoy the games and also the side games that will be happening. Yes, like that. And from a technology perspective, for broadcast, for fans in broadcast, marami pang new enhancements that we will be able to do. So it will be better. This year, I think we're going to also welcome a lot of new faces from our court side. Actually, next week will yung finals ng court side hunt namin. That will be happening next week in UST. So a lot of new faces will be introduced again. Marami rin interesado dyan. For yeah.
Hindi. Gusto namin talent nila. Reporting skills nito namin. Reporting skills.
Very interesting kami sa oral skills.
And lastly, we plan to actually cover more games outside the main. Kasi just sharing contractually, we're only obligated to cover 4 games, 4 sports. But if you notice, we actually dedicated a channel for it on pay TV called Varsity Channel. So you get to see all the other sports, and yun nga, para sa mga atleta, 'di ba, mga school athletes, so bibigyan rin sila exposure in our own little way to give them more exposure for people to see their talent as well. So yun, and we have a lot of things planned pa coming up.
And that's exciting stuff, Eric. So if we start covering chess, ayan, exciting yan sa broadcast. Yung mga, walang slow-mo replay doon na kailangan.
Tutok si Gia dyan sa chess. Here, pag nakikita yung live count ng viewer, pag 1, okay, si Gia.
Yeah. Then, so Eric, it's exciting to hear too that there'll be a lot of new fan experiences for next year. Sana walang ma-Coldplay. Walang sana walang Coldplay. Huwag nyo na gawin. Huwag nyo na sabukan yan. Now,
Eraserheads.
I'm sure you get a lot of... Or nahuli na, nakasick-leave pala, nandun pala, di ba?
Tapos sponsor, pharmacy.
Pharmacy, di ba? Boss, gumaling na ako eh. 1 hour, gumaling na. Yun na. Alright.
Magaling na.
Willie, now, Eric, you mentioned that you're really about the usual bringing fans into the fold. I'm sure you've heard about fans, their feedback, and Willie has have some questions about fans and how they consume the UAP in terms of content.
Sure.
Go ahead, Willie.
Kasi important dito sa akin eh. I freely give my feedback eh. No? Kahit unwarranted pa nga. Pero, when looking at the fans and viewership, what kind of feedback do you usually get from the fans, from typical na fans regarding coverage of Signal of the UAP?
We did hear, obviously we read in comments, a lot of them post on Pilipinas Live. I think there's still a lot of improvement from our end from an infrastructure standpoint. There's a lot of we're still away from where we want our OTT product to be. It's great, no? We've garnered so many followers and fans and subscriptions since we launched it back in 2023. It hasn't been perfect, but we're continually improving and innovating it. I think the mababaw man but that fan chat opportunity, minsan nga tinitignan ko lang yun, nakaaliw na rin ako eh. I mean, all the comments, even in the volleyball season of the UAP,
I think more so. More
diba?
so. in the volleyball season.
Minsan it becomes really the entertaining part eh. Magbasa ka lang. Sabi ng mga tao.
Sometimes what I do, di na ako nanonood ng game eh. Nakatingin na lang ako ng comments, tapos background, lang yung commentary.
Meron pa nga, naalala ko talaga, nabuta ko pa, never ko na-expect bilang may lumabas tayo mama mo jokes. Mama mo nga eh.
Yeah.
And then we also get comments yun nga, what Vic pointed out earlier, that some of the games really start very late. So we listen to those things and we try to adjust as much as we can. Although, as mentioned, I don't think it's realistic to be able to please everyone. But you just try to do your best. Basta yung goal always in mind is to be able to bring the coverage to the most, the opportunity for it to be seen by the majority. Yun yung laging in mind namin. I mean, as long as we're able to do that, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. We're not perfect people, but we try our best to be able to serve our fans as much. We try to, when you talk about, I guess, content and video consumption now, a lot of the younger generation are happy now with short clips, with highlights. It's good and bad. I mean, so dati where as people, and I don't know, I lived in that age, sa papanood ko ng ibang game. Parang malate nga ako ng 1 quarter, masama na loob ko eh. Parang feeling ko nalugi na ako na I wasn't able to see everything that happened. But I think the younger generation sometimes are okay now with clips and highlights. So even those things we try to address on our social media and try to post as much highlights and clips that we can on One Sports. For those na okay na yon. I mean, for those na pwede na, okay na ako makita yung top plays or yung highlights ng quarter. But so yun, we try to just serve all the needs and all the content appetite of all the audience that we have.
Actually, maganda nga din, Eric, you mentioned na you really try to reach as wide an audience as possible. So, in line with that, paano mo nakita yung shift, no? Yung content consumption shift to the Pilipinas Live app? How has it changed the way that your typical UAP fan can experience the different UAP games when compared to yung normal na traditional TV broadcasts? Right.
One, actually, ang bata ng audience namin, obviously we get our subscription stats, no? Pilipinas Live caters to a younger audience. I suppose, and this because we're not, di naman namin pinapadeclare kung nag-aaral ka or hindi, di ba? But I mean, based on the data that we're able to get, a lot of them are students. So I guess it gives an opportunity for students in school to be able to catch the games also through Pilipinas Live. And as mentioned nga, because some of the games happen all at the same time and we are not able to put all the games on television, di ba? Kunyari, nagsabay-sabay na yung schedule niya na may PVL, may basketball, may FIBA and all that. Some of the games obviously won't be aired on television, but we're able to put all these live games on Pilipinas Live. So, again, it serves a purpose where kung anong kailangan mo, anong gusto mo mapanood, kahit di mo siya makita sa TV, it will be on Pilipinas Live. And we try to stay true to that, our vision and our mission in that.
So, syempre, gusto rin namin makatulong, no? So, let's say for someone na hindi pa naka-subscribe sa Pilipinas Live app, what are the unique features of the Pilipinas Live app that make it exciting, no? What does it offer to make watching the UAAP games more interactive and engaging for the typical fan?
Right. Actually, for one, I mean, some kasi are, and we understand, a lot of Filipinos are price sensitive, so we get it. So if you notice, or for some na baka hindi pa alam, we offer actually a lot of live games for free on Pilipinas Live. Just download the app, and there are a lot of games doon. I think most of the games ng FIBA, the last FIBA championship, we aired on the free layer. So you don't even have to pay to be able to watch it. So that's one, no? So I think some people think na lahat kailangan bayad. Hindi naman. Meron namang games na libre doon that you're able to consume. Number two, if you notice that, if you watch the UAP broadcast and actually even the other sports broadcast on Pilipinas Live, we start even from the time that they get off the bus. Alam mo yun? So, it's not na pag panood ka TV, typically, mapapanood mo na pa jump ball na pre-game, quick pre-game analysis, then you jump start in the game. Sa Pilipinas Live, from pagdating pa lang nila from the bus, what they're wearing and all that, we shoot a lot of behind-the-scenes content. We even do a lot of fan engagement and interview fans kung sino tingin naman nalo and all that. So, mas marami kang experiences that you get on Pilipinas Live. It's almost as if you're also there. Amen. It's almost as if you're all there. And another thing, when you talk about commercials, wala siya commercial. I mean, for those naman na sensitive na ang daming commercials, in Pilipinas Live, for the most part, it's all live action that you see.
I wanna add a bit lang.
Yeah.
Yung user experience, minsan nakakatawa kasi naririnig ko yung hindi dapat naririnig na conversations ng mga competitors. I think it's unintentional, pero it's the full experience. So,
hindi pa na-off yung mic eh.
That has happened, yeah. Because I noticed it. in between quarters, tas nakatutok lang sa master cam, di ba?
Yep.
Yes. Hindi mo off ng commentate. Yeah, so that has happened.
May
And
mga hindi ka na Uy.
And another thing na positive naman is pag nasa bahay ako or somewhere else na wala ako sa video and panalo tayo, I can sing the alma mater hymn. Kasi pag sa TV, yung traditional TV, commercial yun eh.
Putol na yan. Yeah. Correct.
Kasi napansin ko nga Eric di ba? Like, in the final series ng basketball and volleyball, I think may nag-announce nga din kayo na the live stream for yung finals yun is free.
Yeah.
So open to all, for watching. You don't need to pay, no? Tama. No.
Right. So again, there's always we keep that free layer. So there are certain games that you just download it and you'll be able to watch it for free. So and I think we intend to keep it that way. Obviously not all. I mean, we still have a business to run, diba? But for the most part, there are games that you're going to be able to watch for free.
Mm-hmm. So with the benefits that you shared for the Pilipinas Live app, do you see this streaming format becoming kind of like the primary way na ito na yung maging what's here to stay for fans to follow in the UAP in the coming years?
I'm not totally convinced that it will be across all sports and leagues. Maybe the UAP market will be a little bit more skewed to OTT consumption. I'll just leave it at that. I think the market of the UAP will be a little more predisposed to consuming on OTT, but maybe other leagues that we have, primary consumption will still be on television. Because of maybe access, maybe because of availability, or meron lang ring market outside Manila na mas sanay manood ng television. Yun yung ultimate libre kasi even data wala ka binabayaran, di ba? Even Wi-Fi wala ka binabayaran. You just turn on your TV and you get it for free. So I think that will always still be there. We are not yet as as an economy, di ba? We're not yet where we want to be, I guess. So I don't want this to be political, but di ba? Parang we're not yet where everyone can actually spend as much on data. Minsan kasi may misconception because everyone you talk to, at least I guess the circle and the friends that you hang out with, the perception is dito na lang talaga lahat. Yes, dito. But lumayo ka ng konti in probinsya, maybe that's not the reality. So again, we try to be able to address all needs or all types of audience and fans kung saan man nila kailangan. But for the UAP, yes, I won't be surprised that in the near future, mas marami na yung magko-consume on OTT. I won't be surprised.
Mm-hmm. actually, parang nakuha ko na rin yung sagot yung next question ko.
Sorry.
Pero okay. Just for everyone's, just for our audience's context, no, the next question was supposed to be like for Eric. How does he balance the broadcast experience between the TV audiences and mga digital online? So, ayun, I guess what Eric said, it's really depends on the sport and where the consumer is consuming the content.
Yeah. I guess yung pinaka-framework namin, if it is a mass-based sport or league, we try to put it on television because it still has the most access in the Philippines, na libre. But if it's a little more niche, a little more premium audience, if you want to put it that way, yon maybe a little more experience on OTT because mas doon nagko-consume. Like, we already started with UAP Esports. I don't know if you've heard of it. We've done 2 seasons already of the UAP Esports and we're gonna do another one next year. Yun, mas heavily on PL yun over television because we know esports is not a TV product. So we only do highlights of it on television. Maybe an hour or 2, I think, yung airtime namin because it's not something that you are gonna consume for majority, for mass audience. You're not gonna sit there and watch 6-8 hours of esports, but for the niche audience, yes, game. I mean, tututungan ko yan. So, yun, pang PL yun.
Right. All right, Brian, you're up.
Yeah, kasi ito, nag-evolve na about the business side, the production side. So, let's talk about the UAP side. And I think fascinating yung venture na to for Eric because it's close to your heart, yung league, the UAP itself. It's something that you followed before even venturing to work.
Yeah, way before. Yeah.
Before you know what you're going to do in life, you were diba? So, my first question is, how does the broadcast partnership help the league grow over time, at least within the first 3 years? Parang ano yung observations na nagagawa from your side and the league side as well na napapag-usapan in that level?
Yeah. So actually, we parang yung start namin was very tough because pandemic kami nag-start. I don't know if you guys remember, our very first season, yung first round namin, wala kaming fans.
Closed door pa. Closed door.
Yep. And then second open, pero lower box. Lower box enough. Walang patron. Diba? So, it was, and weird, no? It was both a blessing in a timing and tough because people just got so excited. Because nawala eh. I mean, minsan kasi pag in-inhibit sa'yo yung bagay, diba? That's when you, namimiss ko na. And that was, I mean, I guess how we started with the UAP. And year on year, without bias, I think in terms of, the matchups that have happened, medyo it also helped catapult the UAP interest even higher, more than it was before. And yun nga, and just comparing in terms, I think something I already mentioned, we're broadcasting more games than ever ng UAP. When it was basta prior to Signal having it, I don't think people were able to watch as much baseball or even swimming, other athletics, other events. Because yun nga, there was never a dedicated channel for the UAP and we were able to do that. And I think that's something that we're going to continue moving forward. Because UAP as a partner has also been very collaborative. Kaya nga nag-giveaway, nagkaroon ng esports because that wasn't part of the UAP before. That was, diba, it was, I don't think it was ever considered in the past. But I think we can't deny that the youth and the younger audience and the younger market are getting into esports more and more. So we want to be progressive. So that's why we talked and said, try natin mag-UAP esports tayo. And it looks like something that we're going to continue in the future. So I think because we're partners that we're both open-minded to see paano pa natin palalakihin, paano pa natin pagagandahin. I think I'd like to say exciting times ahead. And obviously with the kind of competition now in UAP, I mean, obviously the pinakasikat lagi basketball and volleyball and even cheer dance for that matter. Parang it's tighter and tighter and everyone's getting better. And everyone wins, di ba? Even the national teams win eventually. Kasi habang gumagaling yung talent ng UAP, I mean, look at Alas team in volleyball.
Yes.
Primarily all tamba. I think primarily all UAP.
All UAP.
Players yun. And syempre, karamihan doon, Lasal.
Nasa listahan.
Karamihan doon, di ba? Green yun dati lahat. But, so yun, everyone benefits because while it's college basketball or college sports, it's still foundational and grassroots in nature. So naghahanap ka pa, nagde-develop ka pa ng talent. And when you do that right, even from a national perspective later on or national team perspective, everyone just wins.
That's a really good point. And ito kasi, diba, something close to our hearts sa Quiver. We follow basketball and volleyball, but other sports like baseball, football, we appreciate it being shown on Pilipinas Live. So that the best way for you to watch it is go to the venue. Or kung hindi ka makapunta sa venue, kung may kakilala ka na sa venue, magpapa-update ka na lang sa nandun.
Text mo ng score.
Text na lang score. Ganun talaga. Or kasi kahit Jario, hindi siya constant.
Yeah.
Unlike basketball, volleyball, nasa TV na, nasa Jario pa, everything. The mileage is really over the top, and that's good. So, with the recent ventures in covering other sports, what has been the biggest challenge when they don't get that much airtime, they don't get that much eyeballs in terms of viewership sa app or sa TV platforms? Ano yung mga challenges and how are we addressing them as well?
The main challenge, honestly speaking, is resources. Again, when all these things happen at the same time, we have a finite number of cameras. We have a finite number of production staff to be able to do it. And obviously, the more, it takes more resources to be able to cover all these. So I guess that is the major consideration. However, commitment namin yun na paninindigan namin to. Even tennis, I don't remember ever seeing tennis, UAP tennis, broadcasted anywhere in the past. And then may a little bias kasi nahilig ako tennis fairly recently. So even UAP tennis gets a lot of airtime now also. So it's hard. Yeah, I guess it is hard. It's challenging. Not all venues are suitable for coverage. Honestly speaking, di naman lahat Araneta or MOA. Pero commitment namin yun. We are going to cover as much as we can UAP games as possible.
Ayan, so good that you touched on that. And alam naman natin na some sports are difficult to really cover properly kasi syempre, di ba, you don't want to just put a camera there and capture, parang you want to do justice to the product, to the partnership. So, I'm just going to merge the two upcoming questions into one. So, I'm not gonna ask for the moon and say na cover all sports, pero in 5 years, the timeline at least, provided that the partnership sees that, which I'm confident naman na it would. I don't think merong parang players that can come at this time. So, looking at that 5-year calendar, what's the main objective, especially with the big development of the league having their own venue coming up? I imagine the resources will be offered. I mean, mas madali mag-set up kasi the venue is yun, di ba? Centralized to a point. So, what is the vision of Signal in the upcoming 5 years? So that's 2030, I guess.
Yeah, we have the partnership with the UAP sealed until season 93, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 89 to another 5 years. So, sakto yung tanong mo. I think by year 5 we'll be able to cover all. We are trying as much. I think some nagsastart kami Final Four, yung iba chosen games, big games. But I think we're gonna get to a point that we'll be able to cover all games from start to end. And yes, that development in terms of venue makes it a lot easier because hindi sabog. I mean, then all your resources nga from cameras to people, we're all gonna be centralized to this venue, and cover multiple games in one day. So it actually makes things a lot easier once that is operational.
All right. Eric, now looking towards this UAP opening, can you tell us anything about this upcoming UAP opening in September? Anything to look forward to with USD's hosting, to share coverage? What's going on there?
So yeah, it's I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I think the plan is to open it on September 19. It's a Friday. to be held in UST as they are the hosts this year. I know that the plan is not to do the opening and the games at the same time. Parang there's gonna be a special opening day, mala Olympics, di ba?
Yeah.
There's a special opening day on the 19th. And
Sana
then the
hindi ba?
2020.
Mayayari si Eric yan eh, Brian.
Sana.
Mayayari si Eric yan, Brian. Yan, ano mo? Ganun.
Problema si Eric niyan.
Sana yan. Let's play together.
Hindi, parang ano yan, Eric. Parang Paris Olympics, nasa barko silang lahat. Pwedeng ganyan yung opening. Ganun. Ganyan lang siya. So, may backup plan, I'm sure, sa UST. Anyway, go ahead, Eric.
But
yung mga ni Yorme, yung mga previous tracks ni Yorme.
Well, I really hope it doesn't because I think I'm sure that UST has grand plans ahead to open this season. Because obviously nagro-rotate yan, so it only happens every 8 years na mag-host yung school. So you want to go all out and do it well. So I know that is a plan. So then the game start on the 2021st. Kind of still coincides ng tail end ng FIVB World Championship. So I think there's certain venue considerations that are being done because nga yung FIVB World Championships run until the 28th. So September 12th to 28th. So may 1 week na sabay sila. So I think yung mga venue meron pang mga pinag-uusapan, but I know that is the plan.
Will this be multiple, like before you're talking about Eric, how we had like 4 matches on one game day? Will we be seeing something like that to accommodate the schedule, or will it be similar to last year?
I think it's a little closer to similar last year.
Okay.
Baka lang not counting it out because, I mean, in the past 3 years, hindi ko alam kung time lang namin or even before, laging nawawalan kasi laging nagkakaroon ng game suspension because of bagyo
Bagyo,
yes.
Parang 3 taon na.
Last season yata wala eh, fortunately. Parang kung meron
parang ang wala last season.
Sa basketball wala, sa football ang meron. Sinalala ko yung Lasal Ateneo nalaro na yun eh, na first na laro na pero 5 minutes na. And then
okay. So parang lagi kami
yung basketball game natin pero indoors hindi tayo naapektuhan.
Huwag lang tayo magulo. So so I think kasi also if you also know we're also gonna do the SEA Games ng December.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of call-ups ni Coach Norman will be coming from the UAAP.
Yes.
So that is also consideration. So parang that matapos siya before at least a few days before the SEA Games for the Gilas team to be able to prepare a bit. So yun. But yung in terms of schedule, yung plan is a little more similar to last year kicks na 2 women's, 2 men's games in a day.
Yeah, and your last question on the broadcast side, Eric, before you can take your signal hat off, we've always talked about how Ateneo LaSalle is the bread and butter of the league, right, and of broadcast. Now that's changed. We have UP, we have all these other contenders. Ateneo not doing so well last year. Medyo understatement yun. How has that changed in terms of you guys in the broadcast side with your sponsors? Has this new UAP landscape changed in terms of contenders, the schools who are there, or it's still reliant on Ateneo LaSalle, still our go-to game?
Hindi ko matagal signal lahat kayo. One, our thrust and thrive, I mean, para our vision sana, all teams get to a level where the rivalry in the competition is as high or as highly anticipated as a LaSalle Ateneo or a LaSalle UP. So that's one. Parang that's an objective kasi the more rivalries that happen, better. I mean, it's just better for everyone, no? But going back, I think di naman matagong secret na LaSalle Ateneo has been probably the fiercest rival since, mula bata pa ako, since forever. But this new rivalry that has been brewing up the past 3, I'm not even going to say na past 2 years kasi nga yung year na, di pa pala tayo naka-record nun, yung year na nag-champion yung UP and LaSalle lost in the Final Four, I thought there was already something brewing there. That it looked like they were the teams that were really going to challenge Ateneo's dominance at the time. And obviously, UP has rabid support from fans as well and their supporters.
Go.
Diba? Very into it. And it's great. Again, that's great.
Passion.
The passion. Wala sigurong, ang sakit sabihin, pero pag manood ka ng games ngayon, siguro sila talaga yung pinaka-feel mong into it. More than anyone.
More than anyone.
Halos, no? Maybe UST, but UP talaga, grabe yung support. So, it has been good, obviously, because then parang may na-awaken ka na new set of fans that weren't really as part of it prior to this resurrection of UP. So,
ang tawag namin dyan na iseller dati. Ng ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maano si Eric nito, Brian eh. Okay. All right. Let's take
Brian.
Oo nga. Let's take we can take the signal hat off for now, Eric. Okay. Sa lista. How do you see the team for this year? I'm sure you've seen most of the other UAP teams. Do you feel confident? You've seen our preseason. What's your outlook for the team this year?
Man, I'm so excited. Honestly, ito, yun, signal hat out. I don't know if it's too much of too bold a claim. I think this is our strongest lineup in a while. On paper, on our backcourt is probably one of the best ever. And baka you have to go really back to the day of when I think nagsabay si Dino, Makuan, and
si
Mike
Mike
Curtis for a year, di ba? Baka ganong level of depth in the point guard slot. Sa bigs, I mean, Mike is obviously a generational talent, and it's not often that you see a team na nawala yung best player, which is KQ, and go back the next year still looking this strong. And I think top to bottom, we're really, really good. Very exciting. I mean, if we play to our potential, nakaka-excite. Shooting can still improve. I mean, I think
sa free throws. Sa free throws, lalo na.
Yeah.
Dapat yata may sponsor yung free throw eh. Kinukas nga tayo ng sponsor.
Meron na, Brian.
Meron na.
Palitan na.
Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Eric. Yeah.
I don't know. I was saying, I think there's a lot of excitement. We won most of our games. I think we lost just one game, the one in Phil Oil, and obviously the one in Boobs, the finals.
Sa Korea. Yep.
Korea. Parang yun lang yung naalala kong talo ng DLS yung ngayon, no. But looks very promising. But not to say, obviously the competition, lakas rin ngayon lahat eh. Hindi mo na masabi.
Who are you eyeing, Eric, as yung contenders to the Saudi season?
Obviously, UP is still going to be very, very strong. Same kwento, di ba? Nawala yung most of their best players, right? I mean, with JD, QMB, and Lopez.
Si Lopez,
and despite that, solid pa rin yung lineup nila. But you don't see that, di ba? When Ateneo kind of lost their players, medyo, di ba, ito parang rebuilding process before, but itong UP, parang di naman nabawasan. I mean, nabawasan, pero parang solid pa rin sila. But the one I'm hearing the most about is our Ateneo friends. They're very...
one and done nila. They're one and done.
They're very hyped with yun nga, yung some dina-downplay na hindi, parang okay lang. Pero yung iba, hype na hype eh.
So, i-hype ko sila. So, i-hype ko sila. Ang prediction ko sa kanila is, hindi sila 7, 6 na.
6 na.
Eric, nagtago sila eh. Sa dami yung broadcast, hindi sa lumabas kahit isa.
yung lang, I think yung Asia Basket when
yung Asia Basket, yeah. Tama.
We beat them there. Tapos yung top league sa Japan.
Correct.
Nakita natin sa kanila.
But when we beat them, wala pa yung matutunog na pangalan. Sila Escobar.
Yung one and done.
After...
yung dalawang one and done, wala pa nun. when we beat
Di ba? Yung Escobar and Lazo, I think.
Yes.
Those are yun yung dalawang medyo
Jan-
maingay na names
Jan
na
Escobar.
classic.
Nabutan ko na yun.
Abutan ko yun.
Yeah.
Shell, pare, Shell.
UE,
So,
UE.
Yui pa. Oo nga, grabe.
Right. So Eric, let's put you on the spot here for your predictions for the season. Who do you think will be MVP for season 88?
Kevin.
Sige.
Kung hindi siya umalis.
Wala
Wala na tayo pinag-uusapan.
Si Kevin pa rin.
I think, depends on how LaSalle runs. You see, kasi nga sobrang deep ng team natin, we do different permutations and we play different ways in different games. But when they play Mike the way they did in Asia Basket and at times at Woobs, I think Mike will, in terms of stats, kasi matic din. Points, rebounds, blocks, steals, some assists. Parang I'd say he'd be the front runner. But I guess, I don't know, we haven't seen some of those new recruits nga from Ateneo, from what we hear, diba? So, teka lang, baka magaling talaga kasi marami akong narinig. So, let's see. But I like our boy Mike, dapat, diba?
Okay. How about your final forecast? Eric, who do you see making it?
I want, obviously, Green.
Give an answer na yun. Kailangan yun. FEU. FEU pala.
Yung green and yellow. Well, UP, I think, is a shoe-in. I think Ateneo will be back. And the fourth one, it's still parang coin flip for me between UST and NU.
Good call.
Parang
Wrong league.
Wrong league.
Kala ko nasa
Then,
UAP na sila. Kala ko nasa UAP.
Then championship matchup, Eric, and eventual winner. Who do you have?
Siyempre, alam mo yung gusto ko, hindi ko alam kung prediction yung sabi ko. Pero gusto ko.
Sige.
Feeling ko green-blue ulit this year.
So tanggal si UP. Out of the picture si UP.
Okay yan.
Dream matchup 2-3 sila, no? Dream matchup 2-3 sila.
Pure foods.
Para
Grabe
manila
ka naman
klase
sa
ko.
Firma. Santa Lucia naman, o kaya Shell.
Pure foods.
Ano yan? May trade lang yan. May trade yan.
So green-blue.
Feeling ko.
Then, the biased answer, Eric, unbiased answer, who will be the champion in the green-blue matchup?
Siyempre, green pa rin.
Okay.
Pa rin.
Kala ko sabihin ni Eric,
That
siyempre
is-
Debra.
Kabarangay ako eh.
Oo. Debra. Wala na tanong-tanong. Debra tayo.
But is your kidding aside, I think this year is not as clear-cut. Parang last year kasi, I mean, when the season came in, everyone knew it was going to be LaSalle UP. I think
Yeah.
everyone knew it.
Agree.
May nangangarap na hindi, pero it was...
Rematch
LaSalle
finals, yeah,
get
definitely.
go eh.
Yeah.
Parang, I don't think it's the case this year. So, I mean, kidding aside, pwedeng malaglag tayo. I mean, pwedeng malaglag UP.
Oo. Actually,
But may laglag, hindi siya gaya last year.
yes.
Yeah.
Hindi sure yung 1 and 2 nga eh. We would
agree.
Yeah,
sure yung 1.
definitely.
Agree. So, walang matutulog. Parang walang
You
petics.
can't
Hindi
sleep
pwede.
on anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can you sleep against Adamson? I mean, with Coach
Or
Nash?
UE.
Over.
Or
Diba?
UE.
Uwi nga eh.
Baka
No,
sila-
UE.
Yung UE baka power nap baka power nap kayanin yun, Brian, yung UE. Baka wag nang tulugan, pero power nap siguro kaya. famous last words.
Mahirap na. You never know. Pagbaligising ng any of the teams, may tulog kahit sino.
Oh.
Kahit
Yeah.
sino
Totoo
dyan.
yan. Totoo
And that what makes the UAP exciting. So that's for Eric. Any shout out or pabati to anyone there?
Well, sa mga batchmates ko na lang sa Green. Batch 99. Yun. And yeah, I'm just thankful for, thanks for inviting me over. I listen to you guys. Tatawa ako sa inyo, naaliw ako sa inyo.
Buti ka pa, Eric.
Philippines Live. Pag ginagawa niya, natutuwa ako. Pag si Vic nagre-reminis nung Kalijan or Fresho or Dominic Uy, nakibigan ko rin naman.
Diba?
O kaya si Henry Ong. Si Henry
Ong. Sleepless nights tayo sa UST na yan dati.
Yan ang favorite ko, si Henry Ong.
Grabe yun. Kaliwete, no?
Tapos babato na ng bola, broken play, talo tayo.
Pasok eh.
Panggilas pala yan.
Walang kalati-lati, dadampot lang ng bola. Uy, may bola dito.
Binabato lang eh, no?
Kaya formative years ko, puro bridesmaid tayo eh. Hindi masaya. No. Dani, ganito pala taga lagi dito.
Hindi siya nalulukit eh.
I think the year that we finally made it through, yung Dino Aldeguer shot.
98, yep.
Ano na naman tayo dun eh.
Mati ka na yun.
Nasa acceptance na ako na.
Tindi yun, Eric, kasi I'd still recall 10, 9, yung crowd ng UST nun sa Cuneta, nagka-countdown na eh.
Oo, wala. Nasa acceptance phase na ako nun eh.
Oo, sabi ko, oh my God, UST again.
UST na naman. Ayun. But thank you, Eric, for all the insights. You answered all of the questions we've been getting from our listeners about the broadcast, about how you do your operations, about how the commercials work. Thank you for giving your thoughts as well for the UAP season. We're looking forward to the year ahead. We're sure to be a exciting season for the fans, for the schools, and especially for you guys on the broadcast side. Thanks to everyone for listening to the Quiver podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube, our Spotify channels. Eric, we hope to have you back soon again. Hopefully in may good news sign sana champion tayo by that time.
Absolutely.
By the time you're back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thanks guys for listening. As we always say, Animo Lasal.
Thank you.
Ayos. Thank